Well, only one of our gentlemen has arrived, and he is Abubakar Yao, who is a political analyst and a legislative aide. He's been in the National Assembly as a legislative aide since 1999. It's a pretty long time to have been there.
2007.
Okay. You're welcome to Sunrise Daily.
Thank you.
You are from Zamfara State?
I am from Zamfara.
What were your immediate reactions when you saw this judgment?
My immediate reaction when I saw the judgment, let me show it to you, madam.
Are you? Okay, that's an interesting
word. I thank my God. God is wonderful. God has done it for us. God Almighty shows to everybody that He is the most powerful. He is against injustice and tyranny. And that was what happened.
Go ahead.
Okay, that was what happened. Most of the people didn't expect that judgment to go against the ruling party, APC, from the antecedent of events that took place prior to the judgment of the Supreme Court. But God has done it.
Let me clarify this.
Okay.
Are you a member of the APC or PDP?
I am a member of PDP.
Okay. But your party was not the one that went to court, complaining about the primaries within the APC.
Yes.
And now you have become the beneficiaries.
Yes.
And yet you feel that it is justice that has been done to you.
Yeah.
How so?
Really, justice has been done to us. The reason why our party did not participate in that court ruling and that court case is pre-election matters is an issue of party. It's an internal issue. External party has no right to join that pre-election crisis. But after election, the other party can go to tribunal and challenge any election result that they are not satisfied with.
Okay.
That is the reason PDP did not join that case of pre-election.
Was your party going to go to the tribunal to go and challenge the elections in the first place?
Before we were already in the tribunal, we sent our lawyers, and there was tribunal sitting in Wuse Zone 2 for about 3 or 4 times regarding to this case. We went to the tribunal to challenge that. We don't know whom we contested with, because APC has no right to participate in that election due to the fact that they did not conduct the primary election. We are doing this tribunal, then this case come. So the case now is over. We thank God. We thank God. The whole Zamfara state is celebrating now, as I am telling you, because they are happy for this tyrannical government, the empirical government, the government of emperor, in the name of Governor Abdul Aziz Yari, who rule government, who rule his state like he is not a leader or elected governor to run for a period of time, as if he will stay there for life.
Well,
yeah.
I think it's very important to state at this junction. Now, we did invite a member of the APC, a former governorship aspirant, as a matter of fact, in Zamfara State APC, and we're still waiting for him. We believe that he'll be here in the course of this program. But whatever it is, I mean, whatever your sentiment were in terms of how Governor Yari ran Zamfara State, some people will say that is not the issue on the ground right now. What is on the ground right now is the issue of internal democracy amongst political parties.
Yes.
And some will say this is a huge lesson to political parties, that they must imbibe internal democracy within their fold. Do you think that your party, the PDP, is going to be learning any lessons from this? Thank
you for this question. If you can see, let us go back to the antecedent. PDP is a party who is very, very organized. PDP is very, very organized. When PDP goes to primary election, what they used to do is they will look, this is particular seat, let's assume a governorship. They will say this governorship seat is for only one person. After all, even many people come, they have the aspiration to contest. At the end of the day, it will be one person who will take that seat. So they will sit and organize and give everybody his own right to contest in that seat. And before that contest proper, they will try to convince, to discuss, to negotiate, so that some will withdraw for the others. To the extent, maybe they may reach an agreement, only one person will go for that seat. Or the remaining who will go for it, they will go into primary elections. They will follow the procedure of contesting the primaries. If you can see, not only in Zamfara, there is many states which has pre-election crisis under APC. Due to the fact that some governors, due to their political interest or whatsoever, they will engage into an impunity or personal interest that this is the person I want to be a governor. This is the person I want to be him to be a senator. Internal
party democracy or internal party wranglings did not start with the APC. The
Agreed.
PDP has had its own fair share of it. In fact, the only reason why some will argue that the only reason why the APC, one of the major reasons why it came up was because people were dissatisfied within the ranks of the PDP.
I agree with you. The dissatisfaction within the rank of the PDP is not because of the primary election or general election profile of the party. It's because of the situation in the country as of then. That is especially security situation, which is Boko Haram, which is about to engulf the whole country due to the fact that there is bombing everywhere, there is killings all over, even up to Abuja that time. That security situation was the #1 cause that led to the lose of general election by the PDP in 2015.
Looking forward now, how do you think that matters are going to proceed in Zamfara State? I think INEC is going to come up with their decision today. I mean, they don't have any choice but to abide by what the Supreme Court has said. But how are matters going to play out, especially since inauguration is just a few days away?
Already from that judgment of Friday, our people have started mobilizing. I can tell you now, authoritatively, there is thousands of people who travel all the way from Zamfara to come and witness the occasion of certificate of returns that will be given to the governor, his deputy, and our federal legislators.
This is in spite of the security situation in Zamfara State?
Okay. The security situation in Zamfara State, as of now, let me tell you one thing. On Friday after that judgment, in the afternoon, our incoming governor immediately went to the police headquarters to visit Inspector General of Police. He and distinguished Senator Sahabiau, two of them, went to see the IG of Police to start discussing the issue of security in Zamfara State, to tell you how serious they are and how committed they are about the present security situation in Zamfara State. They were there on Friday, immediately after that judgment, and they discussed. The Inspector General of Police received them well, and they discussed in detail about the plan, the blueprint, the issue of security, the way forward, the way they will curtail this problem of security in Zamfara State, which the present government or the outgoing government, which the outgoing government of Zamfara did not give it a priority to tackle that issue of problem. Instead, the governor is there moving around, spending the resources of Zamfara State, fighting with his colleague in APC in order to grab the seat of governor to his commissioner of finance, so that he will cover him on whatever he did during his 8-year tenure, as well as his senatorial seat.
These are your allegations. I mean, we definitely
yes, I agree with you.
Do not have proof to that, do we?
I agree with you, but the proof will become later after he is no more having the immunity on that seat, few days after the swearing in of this incoming government. Yes.
So how does this change the political landscape in Zamfara State?
I can tell you on Friday, the whole cities and villages of Zamfara State after that judgment, people come out en masse. But the housewives come to the street, celebrating, chanting song, and all that. that they thank God for this judgment. That is what they are after. Because the government in power, they not show the attitude or the political will to solve their problem, both security, economic, education, healthcare, and whatever. Because the problem in Zamfara is becoming unbecoming. And even with the fact that God has blessed Zamfara State, I can tell you that Zamfara State, in terms of solar minerals, is the state with the highest solar mineral resources in Nigeria, which I am begging the government of President Buhari to try and join hands with our state governor to exploit that resources, because each and every government that we have in Nigeria, they are trying to diversify our economy. We have monetary economy, which is only petroleum that we are depending on in the whole country. Whereas we have many other sources of economy which will help Nigeria to develop to reach the level that we deserve to reach, which we didn't up to now. Our colleagues nations like South Africa, Brazil, Indonesia, Malaysia are above us now, South Korea, due to the fact that we didn't tap the natural resources and that God gave us, which I can say Nigeria, if not number one, it will be among the top 3 nations that God has blessed with a lot of resources, that if we exploit them, Nigeria will develop, will not face the situation of unemployment we are having now.
Okay, I think it's important again to state that we did invite the APC to this discussion. Honorable Aminu Jaji is whom we're expecting. He's a former governorship aspirant on the platform of the APC. We're still waiting for him. But let's quickly go to Lagos now and take some questions.
Yes, so we want to just find out from you, given the distance, the space between the APC's votes and that of the PDP, do you really think that more people are interested in a PDP government in Zamfara State now?
Hello. Yes, I didn't get the question right. The voice is not all that clear.
Okay.
Repeat the question.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm saying that given the distance between the votes of the APC and the votes of the PDP in the elections under review, which the Supreme Court has ruled on now, do you think a PDP government is really ready to run Zamfara State now?
Authoritatively, yes. Because those votes that you see in the that APC got during the last election is just vote written by Abdulaziz Yari, the governor. Because Zamfara will have internally displaced person of about 1 million people now. And most of them run away from their villages and they don't have their PBC during the time of this election. The governor went connived with the security men and whatever to fabricate those votes. They try their best in order to make PDP not to get the requirement that is needed, because he knows that no matter how, at the end of the day, he may not get what he wants due to the fact that they did not conduct that primary election. But Zamfara people are backing this government of PDP, and you will see, by special grace of God, Governor Bello Matawalle will succeed in his government. And already he has experience. He is a very good man. He is very generous. And he shows it when the time he was House of Rep member, chairman on security, as well as the good people he has around him, and the elders who can give him advice in General Ali Guso, which the present governor lacked, or which he did not intend to listen to the people. He always do judge on his own personal decision. That is why it led to this problem. If you can see, those G8, which is, the name of G8 is the 8 governors who participate under the flagship of APC. Then the other one aspirant is for governor, his commissioner of finance, Shehu Idris Koguna. All the 8 governors gathered to go against the governor due to this act of impunity that he want to post the people to become the political candidate, the aspirant, under his own umbrella or under his own line up. Let me call it line up. And at the same time, he reject or he deny even those who has incumbent seat of senator, like Kabiru Maraha has a seat as senator at present, and he want to contest for governor. But instead of him to sit and listen and understand and sit with the elders, with just participants, stakeholders, to solve the problem, he engaged into fighting with them. And that is what led to this problem. And then the Zamfara people, they are now backward economically, educationally. If you can see, since the time Abdulaziz Oyari become a governor, we have been taken last in WAEC and NECO because he didn't value education. I can remember his last tenure, he spent about 2 years.
If I could just butt in here, my apologies, if I could just come in here, as I said. You talked about Senator Kabiru Marupa, but this was a senator that largely is in agreement with the PDP coming into the helm of affairs in Zamfara State today, and then you still say such derogatory words against him?
Senator Kabiru Maraha is a gentleman, trustworthy man. Even our President General Buhari knows that. Because Kabiru Maraha is a person who, whatever he said from his mind is what he means. Kabiru Maraha is a PDP, is an APC senator, and he's still in APC. Kabiru Maraha, fight for his own right. Because that time, people of Zamfara State, what they want is Kabiru Maraha to be their governor under APC. But Abdulaziz Oyari used his own power as governor to deny that. If you can see from the direct primary elections that took place that time, the time they started to join the queue, the people who come out to vote for any candidate to become governor, the line of Senator Kabiru Maraha is 100 or 1,000 times than the line of the governor, the aspirant Koguna, that the governor Abdulaziz Oyari wanted him to become the governor of Zamfara State. That was what caused the crisis of that primary election. He sent talks to go and destroy and spoil that process of election, to the extent some people even died, some people injured that time. Kabiru Maraha accepted by the people of Zamfara State as APC candidate, but Abdulaziz Oyari denied him. That is why he went and stand up to fight for his own right. He and the other 7 governorship aspirants, and the person of Aminu Jaji, who is here to come, is House of Representative member, Minister of Defense, Dan Ali, and others. And even there was former Governor Mahmoud Ali Shinkai. He was.
Let me ask you this question again, just before we free you from Lagos. Let me ask you again. When Ayo talked about the disparity in the numbers, the winning numbers between the APC and the PDP, somewhere in between, you also have other political parties that contested these elections in 2019. Do you feel that that submission by the court, saying that the next in line, the PDP, should become governor, knowing fully well that these votes that the court has called as wasted votes could have been votes that will be spread across other parties and will give the PDP a challenge? Okay.
If you can see, since the vote casted by the APC is wasted, is 0, is invalid, null and void. So the next party, the runners of which is PDP, scored 189,000 and some 100. Then the party following PDP is NRM, who scored only 15,000, followed by ABGA with 3,800 votes. If you compare, PDP governor scored more than 97% of that vote. That was valid. The valid vote recognized by the Supreme Court as well. That is why INEC immediately sit and take action and is ready to give the certificate of return today to the PDP by 2 p.m.
So now that your candidate will be collecting the certificate of return, officially making him governor-elect. And also, I think I want to believe that all the other members of your party will be collecting their certificates of return as well.
Yes.
What can the people of Zamfara State look forward to, especially in his speech? What is he going to be promising the people of Zamfara State on inauguration?
Okay, let me say, His Excellency Bello Matawalle, the governor of Zamfara State.
Governor already?
Yes. God has done it. He is governor-elect. He is governor-elect of Zamfara State now.
Yes.
Yes. During his campaign time, he said it to Zamfara State. His priority is security, followed by economy, education, healthcare. The reason why he said that is everybody knows that the present situation in Zamfara State has become, let me not say out of control, because now the federal government has sent army men. They are there operating hand in hand with police and civil defense, as well as our vigilante, who is trying hard to solve this situation. So that is why I said, by God's grace, he will succeed. Already he is a businessman. If you come to economy, he's a businessman. He is an international businessman.
So the people of Zamfara, I'm afraid I have to cut you short, but the people of Zamfara definitely can look forward to more security during his tenure.
Very, very well.
Well, we'll have to thank you for coming on Sunrise Daily. Abubakar Yao is a political analyst and also a legislative aide. Thank you again for coming on Sunrise Daily. He's also a member of the PDP. Just to say again, we did invite the APC, and we're yet to see the guest whom we invited. We hope that we'll hear from him in the course of this program.